Well, hello there, Capricorn. Welcome to Pirate Readings. I'm Lady J, and I'm here to talk to you about what is going on for the 21st through the 27th of December. I have the 3 cards in front of me from the overview video, and I have a guiding card for you for the month of December. You have the Strength card, showing that you are pushing yourself beyond your old limits, your old paradigm, right? Everything that you've told yourself before about who you could be, what you're going to be, la la la. You're changing your mind. You're making a new decision. It's very exciting to see what's happening for you. So I cannot wait to see what you're turning into, my friends. You're amazing. You have a lot going on. A lot has been going on, and it's exciting to see it unfold. All right. Thank you again for your likes, shares, and subscribes. You all matter. I have a couple of messages from my guides. And my guides are talking about how it's important for us to remember to ask for help this month, okay? So all 12 signs are being told to ask for help. Don't try and do everything by yourself. Many hands will make light work, all right? The other thing, of course, is that all 12 signs are going to want to circle up the wagons and get a little closer and more tight-knit with our individual group families, our friend group maybe, or even our work group. So you're going to get to know people in a different way. Not like, you don't have to go too deep per se, but you might end up going a little deeper with certain people. It will be kind of a neat trick, and I think it will help you tremendously to do that, because it's going to be exactly what needs to be happening, all right? As we do support other people can support us. So that's the whole point, is to get more support, okay? Now then, let's go ahead and talk about that free reading giveaway, right? So I will tell you more at the end of the reading about how to enter, okay? So let's get into the cards. So we have 3 reading cards from the overview video, and we're going to get a mystery card here from the Magical Nordic Tarot. Let's go ahead and find you one, Capricorn. Oh, it's right here. Yep, that's the one. All right, so I'm going to put that right here. Very nice. I'll let Woody keep an eye on that. He's my turtle. Pow. All right, so we'll, of course, use a Mythic Tarot to go a little deeper on this and get more information. Super cool. All right, so let's talk about what's happening here. So for the week of the 21st of December through the 27th, we have the 2 of Swords. Something's got you going a little bit nervous there, Capricorn. I don't know what's going on, but you're operating from a place of fear in this moment, whether someone's trying to do something or suggest something around you, and you're like, feeling my nerves, feeling uncertain. Uncertainty is normal. It's not as big a deal as you think. It happens to people all the time. So let's see what we have to support you. You will be fighting for your ideas, wanting people to hear you and understand your point of view and why you're wanting what you're wanting. So yes, you might have to explain your things, your thoughts. Try a convincing argument as opposed to an argument, right? Getting louder doesn't make it more understandable, okay? What? 2 of Swords times 2. Double whammy on the 2 of Swords. Yikes! But whoever you're having this discussion with, they've got you shaking in your boots, okay? You have more double cards. This is crazy. So yeah, 2 of Swords, always about appreciating the truth of what's happening. People suggesting that you really need to be able to go beyond that, right? I find for myself with the 2 of Swords is that it has something to do with us not seeing everything as it should be, and we're needing to, because we can't see it clearly, we're defending ourselves, right? We put up our guard to protect ourselves. So if we were to put the swords down and take off the blindfold that's covering our eyes, we would find ourselves more apt to be able to see clearly and know that there's nothing to be afraid of in the moment, but we have to be vulnerable in the moment, and that is what this 2 of Swords means, especially when we look at the Rider-Waite version, it shows it very clearly. And I just want you to be aware of that and pay attention to that truth as we go through. I mean, this is like something big is happening for you this particular week, and you're feeling quite unnerved and afraid about the situation. So use your words, but also don't yell. It's not going to get the information out any clearer, but definitely take everything down a notch. Become more open to hearing the story of what's happening around you, and you may find that the solution is different than you thought, okay? And there's nothing really to be afraid of, okay? Now then, what's blocking you? Okay, we have a relationship situation that is blocking you. Somebody that's a partner in crime or in life is standing in the way in the moment. This could be an ex, this could be a current relationship person who is definitely wanting something in her own way or their own way. Just be aware that, yeah, it takes two to tango, it takes two to make a conversation. And if you're having this conversation with your ex or your current person, communication is a key. And if you know how to communicate with each other, it'll help tremendously. It could be that you want to stop talking and start writing letters, and letters might be the safer way to go if you can't get your words out without yelling at each other. You want to change the vibe right here. You want to change this vibe from total fear to something else, okay? She's going to stand in your way, right? Six of Pentacles, you're not going to be able to pay your way out of it one way or the other. You can't use your money to fix the situation, okay? You can't buy anyone off or make anything happen like that. And things will not fall apart, but they will not fall together either. So the Tower is blocked. And that's probably a good thing at this time. So I'm happy to see that for you, because it could be a lot, right? We don't want that to be a big deal. This card here is talking about your solution. And your solution is showing that if you can't get hung up on it, okay? Whatever it is you're afraid of, you gotta just let it be. You say your piece and then you move on. You don't want to hang on to it and beat it like a dead horse. It's not going to get better. It's not going to get worse. It's just going to be you being mad about something you couldn't get done your way, okay? So, yes, there's a compromise in here somewhere. You fighting for what you want. She's fighting for what she wants, or they are fighting for what they want. You have to find a compromise, Capricorn, between you and somebody so that you can move on. Being hung up on it isn't going to get you anywhere. Look at it from their point of view, okay? Do your best to see it from their point of view, not because you're wrong, but because it will help you understand why they're being who they are and how you can find common ground between you. You both need to find common ground. I would tell this person that they need to look at it from your point of view as well, so that you can both try to understand each other and move forward. It's difficult, but you got to do it. Otherwise, there's no point in being in a together situation right there, right? Do have a little faith. Whatever your faith is, I'm here to tell you that you can believe in whatever you believe in, and it will help you in this moment, and it will help you feel comforted in the moment as you're frustrated and irritated, and you'll go and, if you need to just go ride a motorcycle for like 10 days or a couple of hours to help feel more connected to whatever it is you feel connected to, then do your thing, okay? But whatever it is you need to do to feel connected to the big guy, girl, it thing, they, whatever you believe in, I'm here for it. So whatever that is, I want you to get connected to your faith and know that you aren't going to stay hung up on it. You're going to let it go. And yeah, it's going to take care of itself. It's going to be what it is what it is. The Five of Swords is you taking back responsibility for something you delegated to somebody else, because somebody else is still, it was supposed to handle something, but they didn't. And now you have to go ahead and do it yourself. Okay? So if this turns out to be the thing you've been arguing about, and finally you're the one who actually has to go and do the thing that you've compromised and created, stay with the compromise. Don't change to something else because you're the one doing it, okay? It'll cause a bigger argument if you went ahead and did your own darn plan. Okay, so, ooh, this is definitely different than last week, okay? We had wishes fulfilled and now we're all like serious, okay? My goodness. And this is what? This is actually the week of Christmas. What? What are you doing? Holy cow. So this has, I guess, to do with sharing family or sharing how to do Christmas and da-da-da-da-da. So just be aware, yeah, you're going to stick with what you've created. Don't get too hung up on the situation, and it'll all work itself out, okay? All right, so we are going to get you one of these beautiful Path of the Soul cards. See if we can't calm this little fight right down. Yeah, sometimes things happen, and we come up with passionate experiences and exchanges. Passionate exchange, right? Be careful with the passionate exchange. All right. Ooh, yes, indeed. Be careful. So this card here is showing that there's like a lot of interesting stuff. You see how the yin and the yang vibes are there? There's the whole masculine energy, feminine energy, light and dark. All of these things are coming to play. It also has kind of a, hey, I'm a snake, ta-da, kind of vibe, right? So there's balance here. So what I like about it is how there is balance. It's really about communication. Well, yeah. Even as things are different on one side and different on the other side, they're balancing each other out. It's hard to see 100%, but you can see that there's this side over here balances this other side over here, even though they're different and they're similar, right? They're similar but different. And one is more outspoken than the other, but it doesn't mean that one is more important than the other, correct? So we're maintaining a conversation while not devaluing any one person or the other. Remember, if you were the one who was quote-unquote devalued, how would you feel, right? So we don't want to devalue anybody in the conversation. We want to have the conversation and listen to each other and find the balance point, all right? And that will help a lot, okay? And then support the other person if the other person has to be or do something else. You can work it out and it can become a good thing for everybody, all right? Very nice. So I'm going to set that card down right there. What is our mystery card? Queen of Swords. Yeah, there's going to be somebody in the mix. This could be your ex, who's the one who's very particular about how she wants this thing to go. She's got a very specific vision about how she wants it. Have her tell you what it is. First, you want to know what it is. What's your plan? And then, why is it important? If you never ask why is it important or what does it remind you of, right? You're not asking the right questions, and you're going to get yourself into a situation where you're devaluing what she cares about. And why is it so important, right? So we ask the whys. We already know who, and so it's going to be interesting for you to get those questions answered. And then you say, I would like to share with you my version of what I'd like to see and why. And so you want to experience both of these things. It isn't an argument. It's just your version. And then you have to both start to talk about what would you do together to make it happen so that it's you take care of her why and your why simultaneously with maybe something completely different. So it could be about what you're doing with the kid. You know, if you have a kid with somebody else and you now have to coordinate, I want to take them to my parents because they're going to do a bunch of different things, da-da-da-da-da. And I want to take them to my parents because they're going to do a bunch of things, da-da-da-da-da. It's like, well, are you a morning present person or an evening present person? So, and then you could either do morning the day before or morning the day of. you know, you could learn to swap and decide, and there will be a change where one of you isn't going to get everything you want, okay? But it could be that it works out very nicely, and so you could work it out, okay? It'll be different than you think, and the kid will be fine. It'll be fine. So nothing truly to be afraid of, okay? Nothing to truly be afraid of. You can talk it through and work it out. Perfect. So much stuff, like I said, going beyond your limits. Nice. You need a pocket full of supportable rocks. Come on, let's get some rocks that'll support you on this. All right. We have sapphire, we have amethyst, and we have turquoise. So all of these are 6th chakra stones. That's pretty amazing. You have all of these stones have to do with your 6th chakra, which is your 3rd eye, about how you see things and how we want you to envision the universe in a different kind of way. So I'm going to start with turquoise. Turquoise is a stone from Native Americans who use it specifically for their 6th chakra. It is blue, but is for your 6th chakra, and it's about you meditating with this on your 3rd eye, which is the spot between your eyebrows on your forehead. And all you do is meditate with it there, and it will get you in contact with your ancestors, okay? Your ancestors, your mama, your papa, all the people who may have passed on before you, who want to help you learn how to do the right thing in this situation, and they'll have lots of advice, okay? So you just meditate with it there, and they will come to you, ask your ancestors to come and help you with immediate answers to the current issue, and they will line up to chat, okay? It's like a phone booth, right? Very nice. Amethyst, very similar in that you will now have your better angels and your guides when you meditate with this on your 3rd eye. Your angels and your guides will come and they will line up at the phone booth to talk to you. Very nice. You have a lot of people at the phone booth right now. When you ask for the advice, they will come. Sapphire, on the other hand, is a fun one. It goes on your, when you meditate with this on your 3rd eye, it will show you your impact in the cosmos. Yes, we're going into space. And you're gonna meditate about space. You're like, okay, what am I having? You're going to see the sun and the moon and the planets, all 9 of them all lined up. And you'll be like, okay, what kind of influence am I personally having on this large of a scale? And they say, well, how do you want to do it? I was like, oh, so it's like kind of dark out here. What if we made my energy yellow so that I can see it? You're like, okay, we'll make it golden because that's how they are. And I'll be like, okay, so, and you'll see the little blue planet, and you'll be like, okay, what's that little fleck? You'll see a little bloop, a little dot, and then it'll turn into a little bit of a dust. And then that little dust is going to spread. It's going to become a mist all around on that planet, a big cloud. And then that cloud is going to spread across the planet and swirl around in different ways, because every person that you have contact with in your life is going to have contact with other people in your life or in their lives. And then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's your influence spreading around, right? And if you have kids, well, hey, exponential, right? So it's going to be like a wispy gold that's going to come swirling off the planet, and it'll go around the other planets and into the space dust and all the other things. You're going to see that the universe has lots of interesting dust in it that's kind of from us and who we are and how we influence the universe. So you yourself are having a great big influence, okay, Capricorn? Do not think otherwise. I know it seems like you're in small potatoes land over here, but I want you to think about that when you realize how really important is it to have morning breakfast with your kid on Christmas Day versus maybe Christmas Eve, right? There's a bunch of single folks out there that are going to be talking about the fact that Christmas is just another day, all right? So just be careful and remember that all that stuff can be remedied, and kids are very resilient, okay? I'm going to have all these stones down right here. Very nice. And yes, Capricorn, my goodness. What a beautiful week you're having. Lots of opportunities to juggle and balance. Da, 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 da. So try not to be so tensiony and so particular about how you make things work. Not to say that the other person should be valued more than you, but yeah, it's a time of miracles, haha. And do be aware that if you stay in your faith, things can work out better than you thought. Okay, so just kind of relax a little bit, be more flexible in the moment, and it'll help smooth things out, and the fear can go away. Right? Cool. All right. So very nice. Remember, the whys are kind of important. Right? Now then, you don't have to carry those rocks if you don't want to, but you can carry them if you like. They will help you as you process through this particular week. If you want to carry something else, comment below. Let me know what you're carrying for the wonderful week of Christmas and how it helps. All right? If you want to talk about this week or what's going on for you, I'm here for you in any way I can be. It does look like a little bit of a struggle, so I'm going to keep an eye on you guys. All right? Do leave me notes, comments, and I'll respond, okay? And of course, if you haven't checked the description box below, there's a lot of stuff going on down there. You can find all the cards and decks, so you can go on Amazon or Etsy and pick them up there. You'll see my schedule, so you can come out to a Renaissance fair and see me in person and get an in-person reading, or you can go ahead and book a private reading over the phone. I am there for you if you want. There's a link for that. All right, and if you haven't liked, shared, and subscribed, please do. It helps my little channel grow. I'm just past 1,000 and I'm shooting for 2. Let's go. The other thing to know, of course, is that I'm doing a free reading giveaway, and in order to enter, all you got to do is drop an emoji and a comment. Okay, drop an emoji and a comment. That's one entry. You want to put 7 different comments and 7 different emojis. That's 7 entries. So as many times as you comment with an emoji, that's an entry. If you put 7 emojis in a single comment, that's 1 entry, okay? So you get the idea. Enter as often as you like. I'm not going to limit anything, and I will put them all in a hat. And at the beginning of January, I will be posting who won, and I will, of course, private message you so that you will know yourself who won. All right? Thank you so much. We'll see you next week when we're going to talk about the 28th of December through January 3rd. All right? We'll see you then.